Webheads, on this week's Top 10 Most Anticipated, I got a lot of books to talk about. However, at least 5 of them are on the hot seat. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you my top 10 most anticipated comic books for May 12th, 2021. That's right, fans. It's never too early to start that pull list for next week. And hopefully, like I said earlier, this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And guys, before we get started, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you want to win these fabulous X-Men prizes, stay tuned for the details at the end of this video to win. All right, guys, so let's get started. We got a lengthy list today because, like I said in the beginning, I got a lot of hot seat books to talk about. So kicking off the hot seat list today, first one goes to Heroes Reborn issue 2. That's right, guys. Now, as of the recording of this video, I have not read Heroes Reborn issue 1. However, I did read a preview of Heroes Reborn issue 1. I actually did a video of it, and it seems like none of you guys care about Heroes Reborn because that view count on that video was atrocious. And I did something hysterically funny on that video, like with sound and stuff like that, to give it some more entertainment value. So hopefully you guys will check that out. I'll leave that at the end of the video. But nevertheless, it is a cheesy ass 4 or 5 pages that I read, and I have to give the full issue a chance, but I'm letting you know now, this is something that I'm not looking forward to. So this is definitely on the chopping block for me not picking up issue 2 here. So this book is 40 pages and it's $5. I can pick up something else, right? All right, moving on to the next hot seat book. This one goes to Children of the Atom, issue 3. And your guys are probably like, Mike, for real? Like, you had it on your hot seat on issue 2, and now you're going to give it an issue 3? Yes, because I feel like when it comes to Children of the Atom, issue 1 was like a bad issue. It had to get reworked. It was delayed. And then I feel like it was like, okay, well, let's just reiterate the story again, make sure everything is clear of what's going on with our Children of the Atom. Let's let them know that, we couldn't get through the Krakoran portal. It was very much, repetitive issue. So now I want to see what they do with issue 3. If they tell the story finally different, if it finally progresses the story any further, okay? I want to really like this book, but it's just like issue 1 and 2 are exactly the same. I'm going to give it this 3rd issue, and I promise you guys, 3 strikes is out when it comes to Children of the Atom. If this book is not good, I will definitely drop it. So that's the next one that was on the hot seat. All right, so next, this one goes to X-Corp issue 1, another X book. So I don't know if I'm going to be moving forward with this series after the first issue. The only reason why I would read it is because of the Hellfire Gala situation. I would read that 1 issue and then drop it after issue 1 or 2 or whatever it's taking place, right? But when it comes to this series and not tying into anything, I don't know how interested I'll be on the business side and politics side of Krakoa. And this is something that could completely turn me off, or it could completely surprise me. And sometimes you don't know until you give something a try. You got to give sometimes the benefit of the doubt. There are some books where I had completely no expectation whatsoever, and then it's impressed me. Like, for instance, I mention this all the time, Taskmaster, right? So maybe X-Corp does that for me, or maybe not, but we'll see what happens with it, right? Again, it's the business side of Krakoa. This book is 44 pages, and this one is $5. All right. The next book that's on the hot seat, and it's crazy how many there are this time, but there's a lot of books coming out for the summer, and for the prices of these books, I got to make tough choices, right? Next one is Batman the Detective. This is issue 2 of 6. Now, when it comes to Batman the Detective, I thought it was an okay book, but it was nothing where I was like, man, this is great. You know, Tom Taylor is writing this book. He's currently writing Nightwing. He's going to be writing Superman. And I feel like now this book is kind of like on the back burner for him because he's going to have 2 ongoing series. And I feel like when it comes to this is like, okay, I got to finish this and then I got to concentrate really hard on my 2 main projects going forward here. And again, it's a mini series. And I felt that the first issue wasn't, say, as memorable as like a Deceased or his first or second issue of Nightwing. It was just like a story about him that goes to Europe. He feels sorry for himself because he felt like he doesn't make a difference in Gotham, only the people that he's affected directly, and now someone is targeting those people. It's an interesting story, kind of, but it's not a very memorable one. So what warrants my consideration to keep buying it, right? So I read a lot of other Batman books, so that's why this one is truly on the hot seat here. I got a lot of decisions to make, right? All right, the next one on the list, and this is the last one, this one goes to Future State Gotham, issue 1. Does anybody care about Future State anymore? I mean, I know when it comes to the Batman world, we're in a story where we're going to lead into Future State, I guess, eventually. I guess that's what we're heading towards. It's all hinted that way. We got people that are in power that, you know, are heading towards Future State. We got things mentioned with the magistrate and stuff like that. And now we have this story that's kicking off the Future State with Red Hood. And I think the first 6 issues of this is going to be about Red Hood. And then it goes to other characters from there in Gotham. So we'll see what happens with that. I just don't know if I'm going to be on board with this a very long time. Maybe it might be the Red Hood story. Maybe it might be only 1 or 2 issues. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And we'll see how many books I'm picking up in that particular week for sure. So that one's 32 pages and $4. All right, so now that we got through all those hot seat books, which is a new record for me anyway, but I wanted to make sure the reason why I touched on that was to let you guys know that all those books are coming out. And some of them are low numbers and some of them are, you know, books that are coming out that are brand new. So I wanted to let you know that they're there. All right, finally, number 10. Here we go. Geiger, issue 2. I liked this book, but I felt like it could have been better. I found myself attracted to Geiger, the main character himself, and how he became the way that he was. But anything else that was surrounding him, I really didn't care about, right? So I thought it was a pretty good first issue. We'll see what happens with the second issue. And, you know, I didn't hear too many people talk about it. So I'm curious to hear what you guys thought about this first issue of it, right? So there's that. All right, the next book that is pretty cool, coming in at number 9, this one goes to the Silver Coin. This is issue 2. And this time, I think Kelly Thompson is writing this portion of the story. So you got writers that are writing an issue about this silver coin that gives people these their powers or their dreams come true, but in the end it's a disastrous situation. In the last issue, Chip Zdarsky wrote it, where we had a struggling band in the 70s, and they found the coin, and the coin belonged to one of the lead singer and guitarist's mother. And he was able to rip some he was ready to freaking rock out, and they were getting ready to sign labels and things like that. Then all of a sudden the coin started playing, and it shredded the guy's finger, and the whole club lit on fire, and then the guy died, and then someone else found the coin. So the coin goes from person to person to person, and it does different things and bad things to other people. And so you get different writers that write the particular story. Really interesting concept. Kind of reminds you of like a Tales to the Crypt type of storyline or whatnot. Pretty cool. I like it. We'll see what happens with this issue. This one is $4. All right, Next, we're going to move on to Silk issue 3 coming in at number 8. So I read Silk issue 2 today, and it was actually okay. And this would probably be lower on my list before I did this countdown. I think maybe this now would have been either 9 or even 10. I thought that the second issue took a drop off a little bit from the first issue, but it's about Silk, who obviously works for J. Jonah Jameson. There's this Sphinx or Pharaoh Asian cat creature that's destroying people, and they're part of this gangs, and Silk has had a therapist, and the therapist quit, and now there's someone else, you know, that's taken the therapist's side. So you got to hear the whole story again of what has happened with Silk when she's talking to her therapist, and we find out that the therapist is like the brother of the main gangster, and so, you know, he's kind of a spy there. So it's okay. It just wasn't as good as the first issue or the second. So when it comes to issue 3, we'll see what happens with it. So if you're keeping track of legacy numbering when it comes to Silk, we're on legacy issue 29 there. All right, next we have coming in at number 7, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. This is issue 14, titled Whole Galaxy of Trouble. And this is kind of cool because you're getting a formation of like basically 2 teams working together against a cosmic threat. This is a pretty cool storyline. I'm just kind of getting on board with Guardians of the Galaxy once again. I read issue 13. I thought it was kind of cool. And you got Doctor Doom joining in on the fun here, which could make for an interesting read also. So, yeah, pretty cool. We'll see where it goes. 28 pages, $4. Legacy numbering, 176. All right, so moving forward here, we go on to number 6, and number 6 goes to Spider-Woman. This is issue 12. Spider-Woman is always right in the middle of the pack. I think it's a very enjoyable read with wonderful artwork. It's got great action and fighting scenes. When you read this book, it's like, damn, there's some intense scenes in here. And if Marvel was like, pushes the envelope type of company where you get to see really grotesque, fight scenes and whatnot, say like Invincible, I would love to see what Jessica Drew would do to her opponents. Like, she kicks some serious butt in this book. And what makes this book pretty cool in the last issue was she's back at home. She's healthy once again. She's with her family. And we wind up finding out that her boyfriend, which is Roger, who is aka Porcupine, which is like C-lister villain / good guy now, he's trying to propose to her. But Jessica's been so busy that she hasn't had a chance to slow down and listen to the proposal on what he's trying to do. So, and now he kind of finds himself going, yeah, is this the right thing? So pretty interesting. I like that little, drama that it adds to it with the action, and I love the family dynamic, right? So great story. Legacy numbering is 107. It's 28 pages, and it's $4. All right, so now we're finally cracking the top 5 here, and this one goes to Batman Urban Legends issue 3. It's funny, originally I did not have this on my list at all, but I was afraid that you guys might say something to be like, Urban Legends? And when I think about it, that Jason Todd story, though, is absolutely amazing. And I've said it before, it's worth the price tag in itself. And you do get different stories in here that you might actually find interesting. So, and I think, we're getting a new story in this one as well. So I'm not 100% sure. I know it's $8, but at the same time, you are getting 64 pages. So maybe not everyone is on board with an outsider story or an Oracle story, but you are getting 64 pages, and someone might find that interesting. But that Jason Todd story is the one worth reading right there. All right, so now we're moving on to number 4, and this one goes to War of the Bounty Hunter, Star Wars issue 13, Prelude. So we're getting ready to kick off the events for Star Wars when it comes to summer, and I'm looking forward to this. I'm a huge Boba Fett fan. The Mandalorian was a huge success as a TV show, especially obviously the second season. And who doesn't want more Boba Fett, right? And who doesn't want to know what happened to Boba Fett when he was taking the Han Solo carbonite to Jabba the Hutt? I want to read that story. And even though it's a prelude, and even though it takes place in all the other Star Wars stories, this is Star Wars' first major event. And I'm on board with this, and I'm very optimistic about it. And I think that this could be a lot of fun. So looking forward to it. 32 pages, $4, and it's about time that the Star Wars book actually gets good again, because it has been lackluster, let me tell you. All right. So now we're in our top 3, and number 3 goes to The Black Cat. This is issue 6. You guys know how much I love Ted McKay as a writer. You guys know how much I love Black Cat as a character. And the last story was actually really cool, as we got to see Black Cat and Black Fox, who is her mentor, let her know that he is dying, and he had to go through all types of resources to get this demon-like thing to open up to try to help him save his life. It was crazy. Such an interesting story. You have to read it to understand it, but it was really, really good. What I got out of it, though, was how attached, Felicia is to Black Fox and how much she means to him as a mentor, and it hit home to me because I am a tennis instructor and I teach a lot of young kids through the years, and eventually there's a time where they either outgrow you as a coach and they have to move on, or they don't play anymore, or they move, or anything, right? And I recently had that with a student of mine that's graduating high school and played his tennis match, his final tennis match a couple weeks ago. So it kind of hit home to me when I read that last issue. But nevertheless, it's a great story and it's very enjoyable. I like it. I think if you're a Felicia fan, you'll like it, and it gives the character a lot more growth. This one is 28 pages, $4. Legacy numbering is 18. All right, so coming in at number 2 is Spider-Man Spider Shadow issue 2. First issue was pretty awesome, right? A lot of us already know the origin of that symbiotic suit, right? Where Peter got it from, his situation of when he turned it over to Reed Richards, and for him to study it and find out that it was a living suit, that it was going to take over Peter Parker. And this book is that what if Peter Parker did not turn that symbiote suit to Reed Richards? What would happen to Peter? And we wind up seeing Peter get pushed over the edge from the Hobgoblin as he invaded his house, and it looks like he killed Aunt May, and now it pushed him to that edge of becoming angry and evil, and makes him into that monster, the Venom that but Peter Parker style, right? And how far does Peter go? How dark does he get? How evil does he become? And that's what I want to see, because obviously I think we're going to see other storylines in this series, and it has been extended now, I think, to 6 issues, because I think originally it was 5 and now it's 6. So it looks like Chip Zdarsky really wants to take his time telling this story and making sure is doing it right. And I think bringing back What If comics are a lot of fun, because seeing different versions of your favorite characters on what if certain situations happen is awesome, right? So this one is 28 pages and this one is $4. All right. And then last but not least, my number 1 most anticipated comic for, what did I say? May 12th, right? May 12th, 2021 goes to The Joker. This is issue 3. The hunt for Joker's underway, guys, right? A lot of things happened in that last issue, and you're just kind of like, wow, this book just, keeps getting better and better already, and it's only in issue 2. We had Commissioner Gordon confront Batman about the whole Joker situation, but he wasn't telling him that he was going to get hired to kill the Joker. And now he sat there and he revealed the card under his sleeve, get Batman distracted, letting him know that he knows that Barbara is Batgirl or Oracle. You wind up getting Bane's daughter becoming the next version of Bane in that last issue as well, and the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. And don't forget about that cliffhanger where we get the Cressida character, that young 23-year-old. It looks like her family was part of the Court of the Owls, and now she just got initiated back into the court, that family name, based off of everything that she has done. And now you got the Court of Owls, you got Bane's daughter. They're all looking for the Joker to try to kill him, including Commissioner Gordon and like the mafia on top of it. So there is a lot of stuff going on in that book, and it's so well written. My favorite Batman book right now. So guys, there you have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated and my top 5 hot seat books for May 21st, 2021, or May 12th, 2021, excuse me. And guys, I want to know in the comments below, what are the books that you're most looking forward to for that particular week? And if you answer that question, you will be entered in that Road to 10K X-Men giveaway. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this extended version of Most Anticipated. If you like the content that I provide for you, please check it out. I'll leave that Heroes Reborn video like I told you, and another video below that. Click on any one of those, and until next time, guys, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off, and enjoy those comics, guys. Bye.